Okay, with me, Kevin Panter, new captain of Partizan basketball team. So let's start from that one. How do you feel being only the second foreigner team captain of Partizan in long history of the club?
It's different. Obviously, it's new for me. Everyone knows that doesn't really happen in Europe that often. But it's dope. Like I said before, it's an honor, to be honest with you. It's an extremely honor. It doesn't happen often. Partizan is a historic club, and so to be the captain for a EuroLeague team, for a team like Partizan, I feel like it's a blessing.
Okay, so we were expecting something like that when you came in the summer of 2020.
Did I expect it?
Yeah.
Nah. I kind of knew something was going to happen because I seen that we had Rade had left, our previous captain. So just looking at who was coming in, I was curious on who was going to be the captain. So I was just thinking about it over the summer, but just not too much. Just was like, I wonder who's going to be captain, but it's kind of left it at that. And then when I got here, it was brought to my attention, and now we're here. So.
Okay. So what's your style of leading, so to say? Are you like the vocal guy, or like the guy in the like leading by example?
A little bit of both. I'm more so a lead by example kind of guy. Like I told the guys before, I'm not your father. I'm not here to try to be your dad. Like nothing's gonna change on my end. I was a leader last year. Many people didn't really know because it was kind of like, I'm not gonna lead you in front of all the fans and in front of, I don't have to do that, I have a good relationship with all the guys, so they know they can come talk to me. If I need to talk to them, I'll speak to them. And that's it. Those guys know I don't really yell, scream unless we're just like on some nonsense. Then it's like, all right.
Hopefully it's not needed, right?
I did it already this preseason.
Oh, okay.
But and that was it though. That was it. Like I said, nothing's gonna change on my end. I'm gonna still be who I am as a person, as a basketball player. So.
Right. So you obviously have a good relationship with Coach Obradović, and he really praised you in a couple of instances last season. So how would you describe his way of coaching in comparison maybe to some previous coaches that you have? You also worked for a very successful coach that won many trophies in Italy.
He's extremely intense. He wants you to be great, to be honest with you. He wants you to do well, play well. Obviously, it doesn't look like that on the outside looking in when he's yelling and screaming, but he's got to really listen to what he's saying. And that's it. He wants it bad. He wants his players to be great. That's really all it is. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. I mean, he's been like that all his life, and I appreciate it. I talk to Coach all the time. I try to keep those young guys, keep their head in it, because obviously, when coaches, yelling and screaming and stuff, it could get taken the wrong way. So it's try to keep everybody on the same page. Coach gonna be coach. I love it. That's who he is. He's passionate.
Right, thanks. And so during the previous season, there were some games where quite a few games where you, took the leading role in the down the stretch, when the game is tight, and you hit some big shots, and you also took responsibility. So does that come natural to you? Was there somebody maybe that you looked up to that when you were forming yourself as a player?
Growing up, the two players I looked at, besides a kid, not like when the game was like. Now it's a business, but when the game was fun, it was no extra stuff involved. I watched Kevin Durant. I watched Kobe and Kevin Garnett. Those is like the two players. As like a little kid, I watched a lot, and those my favorite two right there.
Okay, excellent. And so, what would you say? In which way is this season's team different than the previous one? Because many players, some stayed, but some new ones came.
Yeah, more experience this year. Added some more vets. I added two guys that been to a Final Four. Right. Added another guy. Well, one of them has also won a EuroLeague with Coach. So I added some more experience. Guys that have been to EuroLeague playoffs. Guys that has won some things. So that's me personally. I feel like that's a plus to go along with me and Zach. Me and Zach has been to a Final Four before, so we know what it takes. So to add those good players is like I said before. I think early in the summer, I was extremely happy. just to add some more vets with our talented young guys. Just I think it's a really, really good mesh.
Definitely. So would you say that like the pressure is a little higher this year than it was before, or it's still business for you?
I mean, I don't really look. I mean, it's expectation to win games to be great. I don't really want to say pressure, but it's just expectation. Fans want us to win. We want to win. Everyone wants Partizan to be successful.
Right. So last year was very good for you, definitely individually, but like trophies were like,
we didn't win none last year.
Trophies, yeah. So what would you say? Like, how would you summarize the whole last season?
It wasn't a failure. A lot of players has gotten a lot better, being that we didn't win any trophies, but it was still players in our locker room that got a lot better, and we grew a lot. Believe it or not, we grew a lot. A lot of guys grew, a lot of growth. So it wasn't a failure. It wasn't a failure at all.
Definitely. And so what would you say? Because you played Euro Cup last season, and obviously you played EuroLeague a lot in the earlier parts of your career. What's the main difference between the two best European?
I would say there's more games in EuroLeague. There's double weeks in EuroLeague. Teams are smarter. Teams are way more disciplined. That was it. Teams is bigger, smarter.
Right. And also, like you're probably you were the leading scorer of Partizan last year, and you're also going to have a significant role, obviously, on offense this year. So, what would you say, like throughout your career, who's like a defender who has really given you trouble, like somebody that you're really impressed by, or you haven't really noticed somebody to? Okay, good. And but you probably heard that the team has sold out, not maybe sold out the whole gym, but like sold many season tickets, right? And so how would you describe the atmosphere? Because it's going to be expected that the gym is going to be full.
Yeah, pretty much every game.
All the time, right?
I feel like it's pretty dope. Every game is going to be. It's going to be amazing every game, especially first home game of the season. It's going to be probably ridiculous in here. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. It's going to be a dope atmosphere.
No, okay, excellent. It was just to ask you, like you've been obviously with Zach, you've played for many years now, and so how's your like so say chemistry going?
Yeah.
Like how do you like? Would you say that you formed a good partnership on the court?
Definitely, we've been starting with each other since when we was in Milan. So like we came here and did the same thing. So me and Zach is extremely tight, extremely close. Our connection on the court is like no other. So anytime me and him on the court together, I know what he likes to do. He know what I like to do. I know his spots. He know my we've been playing each other for 3 years. So that's probably he's the longest teammate I ever played with in my career. I played for 3 years. Well, this year would be 3 years. So.
Yeah, for foreign guys in Europe, it doesn't really happen.
It doesn't really happen that often. So for me, so like I said, me and his connection is really good.